A look at the White House ahead of what could be a pivotal week for the Trump administration. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments Wednesday from businesses and states that say Trump's use of a national security statute to hit nearly every nation with tariffs is illegal. The hearing will combine two cases, one pushing back on Trump's reciprocal tariffs and another which argues against the fentanyl-related duties that have been placed on Canada, Mexico and China. To talk more about this, let's now bring in Ljiljana Stanic, partner, McCarthy International Trade and Investment Law Group. Ljiljana, thank you for your time. This is a case the entire world is watching closely. Help us break down how this hearing combines two cases and how it may not impact some of the tariffs in place, even if Trump were to lose the case.
So this case is really about the president's powers under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEPA, which is why these two cases about the fentanyl tariffs imposed on Canada and on Mexico, and on the so-called Liberation Day tariffs imposed on the rest of the world, are being heard together. The question is whether the president has the ability under the Act to impose tariffs in response to what the Act characterizes as an unusual and extraordinary threat, which has its source in whole or substantial part outside the United States, and the threat is to the national security, foreign policy, or economy of the United States. So the questions are really whether both the president has the ability to impose these tariffs under the Act and whether what he has declared are the national emergencies in respect of the tariffs. For the Liberation Day tariffs, those would be trade deficits, and for the Canada-Mexico fentanyl tariffs, that would be the alleged bringing in of fentanyl across the borders into the United States. So there's a bit of a split argument here. And so it's quite possible the Supreme Court could go one way on one set of tariffs and another way on the other set, although the current expectation is that the Supreme Court will invalidate the tariffs under IEPA because there is no clear authority to give them, to impose them there. The word tariff doesn't appear.
Okay.
That being said, oh, sorry.
No. I mean, there's lots to talk about, so I want to quickly get to it as well. I just want to know, what do you think? How does Canada need to prepare depending on the outcome either way?
So the outcome either way is that we're likely not going to see the end of tariffs. The president recently, threatened another 10% tariff on Canada in response to the ads that Ontario Premier Doug Ford had been airing in the United States. And it's clear that this is a power that the president is very interested in using. There are many other means of imposing tariffs. There are currently tariffs on key Canadian sectors, aluminum, steel, softwood lumber under Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act. There are other acts under which the president can impose tariffs. So even if these ones are beat back, it's still likely that Canada is going to be in a difficult position with tariffs and still going to try to negotiate and need to negotiate around them.
And while we discuss these major tariffs and, of course, presidential authority under IEPA, I want to talk to you about something that happened just yesterday, which is, of course, the new tariff that came in on medium and heavy-duty trucks and buses, called as the bus tariff, into effect. Talk to us about the impact there and how are those measures going to be really felt across the country? So
the automotive sector and trucks and vehicles has been a key aspect for the Trump administration. And so this is it's one expansion of tariffs in those areas, and it's likely to have a large effect on automobile manufacturing, vehicle part manufacturing in Ontario specifically, where there's a lot of work, but also across the country. It's been clear the U.S. wants to reshore a lot of this production, which has been difficult because the countries have been very integrated since the Auto Pact, dating back many years. And so it's frankly a new reality that the U.S. is really trying to bring these back, and there may not be a solution for this particular area.
Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. Ljiljana Stanic, appreciate your time and expertise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure.